everyone, my name is Ali, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about free audio engineering resources. So being an audio engineer can get pretty expensive pretty quickly, especially since we're moving more towards monthly subscriptions when it comes to plugins and different platforms. So you have to wisely manage your money, and you have to know where your money is going every month, because you may have a stock of plugins that you never even touch, and you have to know that at the end of the day it comes down to your ears. You can add all of the plugins, you can add all of the fancy tones, what you think sounds good, but if it all comes together and it doesn't sound good, then it doesn't matter. It just doesn't sound good. I wanted to talk about platforms that help shape the way that you listen and help your ear. And your ear is the one thing that allows you to make good mixes, good music. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about those platforms. I have 5 different platforms that I want to talk about. The first one is an alternative to SoundGym, Audio Drills. Now, SoundGym is an incredible platform, and I highly recommend getting it if you do have the money. There's a community of people on there that are mixing, mastering, producing. There's competitions on there. There's more than just games. But if you're only on SoundGym for the games, I do think Audio Drills is a great substitute. Audio Drills has games about EQ, about delay, about reverb, about panning, basically what you see on SoundGym. If you do these every single day, your ear is bound to get better. If you know where every single EQ is within the spectrum, your ear is going to get better. Which brings me to my second recommendation, which is QuizTones. QuizTones is an app that you can get on your phone, which is solely based around EQ, making sure you know different tones within the frequency spectrum. This is awesome, and I highly recommend any mixing engineers to do this. Just getting familiar with where bass, mid, and high frequencies sit within a mix is crucial and detrimental to know. You want to know what you're cutting when you cut things, and you want to know what you're boosting when you boost things, and you want to have a general idea of what you're listening to. And both of these platforms do the cutting and the boosting in context of different mixes, and you can change exactly what you're listening to. Highly recommend checking those platforms out, especially if you're into a game style kind of habit tracker kind of thing. If you want to put in daily work when it comes to training your ear, those 2 platforms are great. The next platform that I want to talk about is a platform called freesound.org. I know a lot of producers have a bunch of libraries that they use when they get different sound packs, whether that's through Logic, FL, or Splice, or there are so many platforms that sell different sound samples out there. It's crazy. But the thing about Freesound that is cool is that obviously it's free, but also it's a community of people contributing different sounds. You can find some really cool stuff, and I think one of the downsides is you're going to find really cool stuff and you're going to find really not so good stuff. So it requires a little bit more digging. Obviously, you're not going to be able to find every single thing that you look for just because it's community made, and you don't have one guy that's paid to sit down and make every single sample that you would need to produce a song. But if you're in a studio setting and you need something specific or quick, and I highly suggest just giving it a look and seeing if maybe what you want is on that platform. Freesound also is really good with like experimental stuff. I know that I wrote a lot of pieces in college using sounds from Freesound. So yeah, it's just a really cool creative space where people are actively contributing to make the space better, which is cool. So freesound.org. So second to last, this is going to be obvious, but I know a lot of people are going to comment, why didn't you talk about this? I'm going to talk about YouTube. So I love YouTube. Obviously, you have come to YouTube because you want to know what I know, which is weird. But YouTube is a fantastic place to learn audio engineering, especially for like different shortcuts, or if you're stuck on how to upload something, or you don't know about sample rate or bit rate, and you just want to know what the DAW that you're using does. I highly recommend checking out YouTube. The place where I get a little weary about is when these YouTubers are like, here is a list of plugins that you need on every single vocal that you process. That's the thing. Music is not an end-all be-all. It's not black or white. It is up to you as a creative to make decisions on what sounds good to your ear. Yes, you could argue, you need EQ on every single stem, which may be the case, but sometimes those frequencies that you're cutting provide crucial information for a mix. And you gotta know that. So I would start there. I wouldn't take everyone's information for what it is. I would take it with a grain of salt, and I would do your own research, and most importantly, use your ear. Use your ear. If it doesn't sound good to you, don't keep doing it, So yeah, YouTube is great. You can learn so much from YouTube. And anyone that's just starting off, yeah, check it out, And if you don't know how plugins work, follow the video, follow along. But just know that your voice matters too. And you can contribute creatively just as much to a mix as these professional YouTube audio engineers can too. There are YouTubers that I like to watch just because they are absolute pros and legends in Logic. And if you want a video about me talking about who I watch, please let me know. I could go on about why I watch specific YouTubers and what I watch them for. Yeah, YouTube is a great platform. Just take it with a grain of salt and know that your ear matters and your opinion matters, and everything is creative. So do what you will with that information. Last but not least, I want to talk about the Pro Audiophiles. This website is really cool. It provides insight about plugins, it provides insight about new gear, and it just is a plethora of information that I highly recommend checking out. I highly recommend checking out AES, the Audio Engineering Society's website, as they have people that are actively in the field, actively researching audio, and sometimes it can get a little more in depth than, the broad scheme of things. Also, Sweetwater has a nice tab that has different articles about different equipment. Just know at the end of the day that Sweetwater is selling things, so the information can get a little skewed. But the Pro Audiophiles is an awesome platform to just check out basic knowledge about plugins and software, etc. So yeah, those are my 5 free resources that I wanted to talk about. If you have any others, please leave them down in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys are using that is free and accessible to everybody. Also, I know there are a lot of free plugins out there too. If you want a video of me using them and checking those out, I would love to do that too. And if you want a video of paid subscriptions that I truly believe are worth your time, let me know that as well. So yeah, thank you for watching today's video. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button as it helps me as a creator. And I will see you guys next Friday. Bye.